E3, the annual showcase event where the big three video game developers and console manufacturers will put together an elaborate showcase of their finest work to present to an audience who will tell them everything that they did wrong. Now, whereas I found this show kind of lackluster, that doesn't mean that there weren't positive takeaways, and I'll get to those in the meantime, but first there's something that I think I have to address that I find pretty interesting.
Win E3!
Through various discussions, I've heard many ways to win E3. It's about putting out the best display of content. Having the most games come out. It's about trending on social media. Nothing wrong with formulating an aggregated opinion based off of what the masses are saying, and even offering a letter grade towards each company's presentation isn't a bad thing, but I think asking a very kind of lazy and blanketed question like, who won E3, and then presenting that to the fans in some kind of polar question while you're asking for the video game equivalent of arson. Xbox One can't run native 4K. Nothing wrong with sharing opinions and speculation in the day and age of today's fake console wars, but until we can get the cliffhanger game from The Price is Right to truly gauge these, there's no such thing as an E3 winner. Hey look, it's Destiny's less stupid cousin! Personally, I'm completely tired of open world games. I've got almost a dozen that I haven't even started, 3 that I've got to start over, and at least 5 that I haven't even come close to beating yet. They're not bad games, but I'm not made out of hours of the day. A Way Out. Awesome idea. Fantastic developers. Career solo gamer. No. You show me a game that I'll beg to have another human player tag along, and I'll show you Streets of Rage 2. The only thing modern Star Wars games do for me is remind me how much I miss LucasArts. Rogue Squadron, anyone? A story mode now provides you with something else other to do than to pick the one popular soccer team that has that one really good player on it. Well, that covers Electronic Arts. Let's see what Konami's doing. That's about right. Ooh, Bethesda's up next. Let's see what you've got.
We're tired. And now they're ready.
Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Finally, a full-length open-world game with near limitless content, playable entirely in VR.
Go. Good girl, Liesel. Bravo, Hoon.
Skyrim! Next! I'm not a huge Microsoft fan, but I'm now even more interested in the Xbox One than I had ever had been, and I don't own one yet. Microsoft has never been my cup of tea, but this showing made me more excited about the Xbox One than I had been in years prior. Oh, one of the biggest things is that Microsoft doesn't have any exclusives. Can't say that anymore. They've got exclusives. Ashen looks really cool. I want to play Cuphead. I can't go wrong with Ori 2. Backwards compatible games with the original Xbox, which is kind of useless to me since I collect the physical copies. But hey, that's cool nonetheless. And you know what? The announce of the new console, which I'm not going to call by that stupid name, it's still the Scorpio as far as I'm concerned, it lowers the price of the Xbox One, so now I can finally get one!
PlayStation.
Gamora, we have Thanos. Give us cause to trust you.
We have breaking news. Clutch Cargo boasts better visuals than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. For a field report, we go to Vegeta. Vegeta, your report on Capcom's project.
The report I filed is in the restroom. I took a huge Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite will be a fine game. I just don't care because it's not something that I personally asked for. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Kratos has now joined Sony's exclusive club of generic, over-the-shoulder, third-person action games. Way to take the god out of the war. Ah! Oh my god. I fell asleep and apparently the camera was still recording and it's now at a different angle. What the hell, Sony? What else does Sony have going on here? Let's see. There's Days Gone. Doesn't look too bad. Monster Hunter. Hope that doesn't come to the Switch. Oh, Uncharted Legacy. Finally, Tomb Raider's getting a female lead. May not have heard much from Suda51 or any other third-party developers for the Switch, but they did announce some pretty cool-looking first-party titles, and I'm always down for a new Kirby game. I'm also still very surprised that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to come out this year. I really was expecting that one to get delayed. So, promising on that front. Although I've gotta say, the cel-shaded graphics do look really cool, and I'm all for each installment looking different from its predecessors. It's a way to tell the games apart, but I think that it just kind of makes it look a little bit like a squashed version of Dragon Quest or something. Just a teensy nitpick. Game's probably going to be awesome. I love Xenoblade, and I love Monolith Soft. Super Mario Odyssey is what happens when Alex Mercer from Prototype tries to absorb Mario, but the hat has other plans. 3D Mario games are generally a double-edged sword with me. After Mario 64, they're pretty good, but there's some levels in Mario Sunshine that continue to frustrate me and give me cold sweats every now and then. But there's something that seems to be a little bit different with Mario Odyssey. It's kind of hard to place it, but there seems to be less emphasis on simply the reaching the goal objective in a Mario game. I think this sets it apart, and that could be the tide turning in this one perhaps being the most popular Mario game since Super Mario 3 lived up and over-exceeded its hype. I think perhaps the other thing is Mario looks incredibly overpowered in this game. He's going to need more than Goombas and Koopa Troopas waddling after him to be determined a threat. I barely knew anything about Rabbids at all, other than seeing them on television a couple of times. I always thought that there was some horrible amalgam of if Gene Splicer got his hands on Homer Simpson and the Cadbury Bunny's DNA. And when they announced the Mario crossover game Kingdom Battle, I was a little more than skeptical. Well, allow me to eat a big old plate of crow because Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle looks like the coolest game I saw at E3 this year. It looks legitimately fun. I've heard it compared to XCOM. I've never played XCOM before, but now I'm interested in XCOM. Interesting how that works. But probably the home run thing for me was creative director actually shedding genuine tears of pride at his creation. That alone made me want to play this game. Well, that's it for this edition of Hit Points. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like or dislike, comment and subscribe. Leave some thoughts below. Check out the other websites that are down here and the other YouTube channels from a lot of other content creators. I'm Colonel Fancy. See you on the next one. Out.